Alright guys, on the way back to the airport. So it's Friday evening. It's 6:30 in the evening. My flight's just after 9. Back to the UK. When I booked a flight, I didn't think about the return flight, so I've messed up a little bit. I've ended up where there is no train because I get in about midnight, and then the train doesn't start at 5 o'clock the following morning. So I've got a National Express at 2 a.m. Things you do for family, eh? But it's good to be back for the boy's birthday. He's very happy for me being home. But yeah, I normally don't do this because I don't like National Express. It is weird because I think they provide a good service. It's just the people on them these days. It used to be. It was the reason I'm saying. The weird thing is, you can't say it without sounding racist, right? The last trip I was on, everybody on there, I was the only white face, and they were just messing around. A lot of these people were messing around. The bus got stopped multiple times where the bus driver was threatening to throw people off the bus, and he wasn't happy. And the time before that, the bus was over an hour late, to the point I had to go and get the train, otherwise I'd have missed my flight. So National Express is not top of my list. It's not that I'm too posh for the bus. It's just that it's been unreliable, and some of the people aren't my sort of people. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I've got the bus at 2 o'clock in the morning. Then in the Northampton town centre about bloody 4 o'clock in the morning, which means I've got to walk home at silly o'clock. But hey ho, been back, enjoyed the time back, great time with the family. Pumped a load of money in the investments now, so I'm heading towards 700 on the investments as well, for the test fund. The other fund's doing okay. It lost £250 last week. So, well, was it about Wednesday? It's got nearly all of that back already. Well, that's one of the things I'll say about stocks and shares, is you just got to not pick garbage. It's the same on the crypto markets, because the highly volatile stuff can disappear overnight because there were stupid ideas. So that's why my stocks, a lot of it's managed funds. So I've got about 4 different Vanguard funds for different markets. But then I invest myself in things like Proctor and Gamble. Who else have I got? Johnson & Johnson, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, the big ones, because they show annual growth, so they're actually more stable. I know people say, well, the market could change overnight. You're right, it can. But I'm looking at Tesla, and it's not really the cars that I think will stimulate the next piece in this market. I think it's going to come from the robots. I know they're not there yet, but it's surprising how quick Elon catches up with stuff. So that's what I'm quite happy to leave money in Tesla. What else have I got? Got a few investment funds, or in the sense of they're like pension funds type thing. So I've got Legal in General, I think it is. Phoenix, which has a dividend of about 10% a year, high volatility on its share prices, but I'm not particularly bothered. I'm not in for the short term. I'm believing in there for years, not weeks. So even when I've sort of gone up, come down a bit, gone up, down a bit, I really don't care, because overall it'll balance out. On top of that, a third of my portfolio is dividends based, and they haven't had the dividends paid out yet. So even though it looks bad, there's been no payments and reinvestments because it's too new. I haven't had the portfolio a month yet. I think my first payments are due on one of the real estate ones in the next, I think November, 15th of November. So the fact is, some of it's not gone through a cycle yet. But we've also got fluctuations caused by the US, China. Eli Lilly, for example, has got a weight loss drug that I think is going to be impacted with pricing that's coming out of the US. Now, a lot of people may be thinking, well, that's going to lower the price of the market. I don't think it will. I'm not being funny. I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of fat people out there. So the fat loss drugs, if they make it cheaper, I think all will happen is the profit margins will drop, but the number of sales will go up. So one should counter the other. So they should end up back where it was. Got Proctor and Gamble. Pfizer's got a drug that's been approved, FDA approval for cancer treatment. So these are ones where they sort of move along slowly, then suddenly they just hit a market. They suddenly got something that's come through development and they jump. So the key to that type of stuff, that's not where your core investment should be, in my opinion. My core ones should be my Vanguard funds, where people that are better invested than me manage it on my behalf. So I stack money in those. The dividend funds, stack money in those because they're just going to roll with dividends. So why have the two? Well, the fact is, a lot of the dividends are based on real world usage. So for example, Kimberly-Clark, it's toilet paper. 3 of the companies are in healthcare, so it's medication. So we talk about fat drugs, cancer drugs, all that sort of stuff. You got a couple of them that are in pension funds and insurances. You got Microsoft, you got your Tesla, you got some in technology. The thing is to have a nice spread across multiple things, because you're not trying to I'm not trying to get my portfolio to do this. What I'm trying to do is get it where it's stable, where it's slowly rising. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to complain if something went massive, and jumped in price. I just need that alert to cash out when it does, because it's very likely to crash not long afterwards. But all in all, I'm looking at my position at the minute, and even with all the doom and gloom from the good old British government with its November budget selling us more bad news, I'm not particularly bothered at this stage, because quite simply I think we need rid of the Labour government anyway. So if I take a bit of pain on, I'll take a bit of pain on, because I can't see these people doing any benefits to the UK. In fact, I haven't seen any benefit. Let's face it, they haven't even come up with white elephant projects. There's nothing they've actually done since they've come in that actually says they actually tried to do anything. They've just managed to burn through a lot of money and produce nothing. Just doom mongers. I don't mind even, it's a bit like if I had 50 quid in the bank and I want to take away on a Friday and I need the 50 quid for petrol next week, I don't spend the 50 quid. It seems Labour will, and then blame the Conservatives for it. There seems to be a severe lack of ownership and responsibility for their own actions. It's all someone else's fault. And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. That's why I sit and talk about finances and stuff, because I do sit and work on this stuff, and I do put an effort in, and I do get it wrong sometimes, but I learn from it. But you can only learn from it if you actually admit maybe you were the problem, or you made the mistake, or what could you have done differently that would have made things better. I don't think the Labour Party even know how to do that. Let's face it, they haven't learned since Blair's years. And when I hear some people talk about how great Blair is, and they don't seem to understand we're still trying to bloody recover from the mess he made. And then they start with this ID crap. Absolute madness. I'm not being funny. If anybody thinks the ID card is going to stop illegal activities, you're mad. Because the illegal activities will no doubt still sit in the same controls with the same people. You know, we don't even sort of discuss what has been outsourced. You know, if you give stuff to, say, Capita, what does Capita do with your data and how far does it go? And the same with all the other companies that are data management companies. Or when HSBC outsourced all its banking to India and what have you, and then suddenly we have all these problems with data integrity. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that these people cock it up all the time and then say, oh, it's for your benefit. Well, before I just needed a PIN number, and I'd go to a cash point. Now I need my passport, a thumb scan, and a retina scan. Two-factor authentication for my own money, and now you want to have a digital ID to tell me if I can spend my own money. No thanks. Twats. Let's face it. If you were in a job the way they are, do you think you would keep it? Or do you think you could have a business model that works the way they do? I don't think so. I mean, for me, it just screams corruption and stupidity. Because why does Blair still hover around? What's his obsession with this stuff? It's got to be money. Anyway, that's enough negativity. We're not on a gripe. We're stuck with this mess for now. Let's just focus on what we can control. It's right now. It's sunny. Got a long flight, well, short flight back, and then a long journey back to Northampton. But been great getting home. Been a fairly relaxing week as well. Low stress, no things bothering me. And now we're just about to drop the car off. So take it easy, guys. Catch up with you soon.